The film opens with the sound of a terrified scream echoing through the forest. A young girl bursts out from between the trees, running for her life. Branches whip against her skin, her breath breaks, and panic fills her eyes. She keeps pushing forward, until suddenly a hidden trap snaps shut around her leg. She's yanked off her feet and dragged violently into a twisted forest snare. Hanging helplessly, she struggles, cries, and desperately claws at the rope. But there's no escape. Realizing she may never get out alive, she uses the last of her strength to carve a message into a nearby tree. Emma is alive. A young couple is on the road, relocating to a new place. But inside the car, the mood is tense. The woman stares out of the window, unhappy about leaving everything behind. She questions the move, the timing, the new life waiting for them. Her husband notices her worry. He gently comforts her, speaking softly, reassuring her that everything will be fine, telling her that this new start is exactly what they need. Slowly, her expression softens, but a hint of fear still lingers in her eyes. Hours pass. Exhausted from the long drive, the couple decides to stop for the night. They pull into a small, lonely motel on the side of the highway. Inside the motel room, as they settle down, the TV plays in the background, and suddenly, a news report appears. The same girl from the forest. The missing girl everyone is searching for. Emma. The report shows her photo, details of her disappearance, and the ongoing investigation. The next scene shows a big bungalow. Several people are inside the house, loading items into a van parked outside. They move quickly, taking furniture, bags, and anything valuable they can carry. It becomes clear these people are not the owners. They are robbers, emptying the house while no one is home. But suddenly, something unexpected happens. The family who owns the bungalow arrives at the gate. Their car pulls in, and the moment they step out, they notice strangers stealing from their home. Shock turns into fear. The family panics and tries to escape, but before they can run, the cruel man from the gang steps forward. Without giving them a chance to speak or flee, Flynn shoots the family and kills everyone on the spot. The other robbers freeze for a moment, then realize the situation. They quickly grab whatever they can and escape from the bungalow, leaving the dead family behind as they rush to get away. After settling into the motel, the couple decides to go out and find a place to eat. They drive around for a while and eventually come across a small restaurant. Hungry and tired, they walk inside, take a seat, and place their order. For a moment, everything feels normal. But suddenly, the same robber gang from earlier enters the restaurant. Their loud voices and rough behavior disturb the peaceful atmosphere. Flynn, the cruel and arrogant member of the gang, notices the couple. He walks straight to their table and sits down with them uninvited. He begins insulting them, mocking the way they look, the way they talk, trying to provoke the man into reacting. The hero becomes angry, ready to confront Flynn. But the girl, Betty, gently holds his hand and tells him to stay calm. She tries to defuse the situation before it gets worse. Just then, the gang leader arrives. He grabs Flynn by the shoulder and pulls him away from the table. He then turns to the couple and apologizes for Flynn's behavior, trying to maintain control over the situation. After finishing their meal at the restaurant, the couple gets back into their car and continues their journey. The road is quiet, and they talk softly as they drive, trying to leave the tension of the restaurant behind. But suddenly, out of nowhere, a man on a motorcycle races toward them from the side. Before the couple can react, the biker swings something hard at the window, shattering the side glass in a single blow. The woman screams, and the man loses control of the steering wheel. The car swerves violently, skids off the road, and crashes into the side. In the chaos, both of them fall unconscious. The motorcycle stops. The rider removes his helmet. It's Flynn. He walks calmly to the damaged car, checks if the couple is unconscious, and then begins robbing them, taking their belongings and anything valuable he can find. Finally, he gets into their car and drives away, heading straight back to the robbers' gang house, thinking he has just stolen an easy prize. The next scene shows the hero and Betty now tied up in a dim, isolated area. Their hands are bound, fear fills the atmosphere. One of the gang members, Ethan, is standing guard over them. He enjoys seeing them helpless. To intimidate the hero, Ethan grabs a knife and presses it against Betty's neck, reminding them that one wrong move could end her life instantly. Meanwhile, outside, Flynn is still searching the couple's stolen car, hoping to find something valuable inside. He notices strange holes drilled into the trunk. Curious and confused, Flynn bends down to look inside. Through one of the holes, he suddenly sees a human eye staring back at him. Flynn jumps back in shock. He quickly opens the trunk, and inside he finds a girl tied up, scared and weak. Back inside the room, the situation becomes worse. Ethan continues threatening the hero with the knife pressed to Betty's neck. Betty, terrified but determined, knows what is coming next, and she takes the most heartbreaking decision. In a sudden moment of desperation, Betty pushes her own neck forward onto the knife, killing herself instantly. Ethan steps back in shock as Betty falls lifeless to the floor. Hero screams in shock, unable to process what just happened. In the chaos, the hero takes advantage of the moment and quickly frees himself from the handcuffs. Fueled by anger and the pain of losing Betty, he rushes toward Ethan with full force, charging at him with pure rage. He beats Ethan and knocks him down, then turns toward Betty. When he sees her lying there, lifeless, he realizes she is dead. At that moment, the hero loses all his cool, overwhelmed by shock and anger. The enraged hero becomes violent. He uses his handcuff as a weapon and punches Ethan directly in the face. The impact is so strong that Ethan dies on the spot. Flynn pulls the girl out of the car and the woman named Tamara joins him. The girl tries to escape from them, struggling to get away. But Flynn and Tamara catch her and forcefully take her inside the gang house. They begin questioning the girl, demanding answers from her. She looks at all of them with fear and warns them that they should escape from this place immediately, otherwise everyone here will be killed. The gang leader tells his daughter Amber to call his brother Ethan. She tries, but there is no reply from him at all. The girl looks at them and warns them that Ethan is already dead. The gang leader then orders Denny and Tamara to go and check what happened to Ethan. Both of them leave the gang house and head to the place where Ethan was supposed to be. When they reach the spot, they are completely shocked. Ethan is lying there dead, and just a little distance away, Betty is also dead. Both of them freeze for a moment, unable to believe what they are seeing. After recovering from the shock, they lift Ethan's dead body and place him inside their van, preparing to take him back to the gang house. Back at the gang house, Amber takes a closer look at the girl they captured. Something about her face seems familiar. Since Amber watches crime news every day, she quickly realizes who the girl is. She immediately tells everyone to turn on the TV. They all gather around the screen and watch the crime report. It confirms that the girl they have found is Emma, the same girl who went missing at the beginning of the movie. The news explains that Emma and her friends were partying at her house. But a serial killer entered the house and killed everyone except Emma. Emma was the only survivor. And that serial killer is the same man the couple believed to be normal. He is not innocent at all. He is the serial killer who locked Emma inside his car and kept her captive. Ethan's death is a huge shock to his brother. Seeing Ethan lying dead fills him with anger and frustration. Burning with rage, he decides that he will take revenge and begins planning to kill the man responsible. The psycho killer responsible for all of this is known as Driver. The gang members place Ethan's dead body inside their storeroom, planning to bury him later. But something completely unexpected happens. The psycho killer Driver cuts his way out from inside Ethan's body and comes out, showing that he had been hiding inside the corpse the whole time. The gang members sit together and discuss the murder of Betty and Ethan. They try to understand what really happened and begin questioning Emma about the Driver. Emma tells them clearly that the Driver would never kill Betty, and she warns them that everyone's life is now in danger. She knows that staying in this place any longer is a huge risk. Realizing the danger, Emma fights with them to break free and manages to open the door. The moment she steps outside, she sees the Driver standing there, completely covered in blood. She immediately understands what is going to happen next. Without saying a single word, Emma quickly goes back inside the house. The robber gang has unknowingly awakened the sleeping serial killer. Now fully alert and ready for a battle, the Driver prepares himself for the hunt. He climbs into his car and gathers all the weapons he needs, ready to begin his deadly pursuit. On the other side, the gang members step outside, determined to catch the Driver. But before they can react, an arrow suddenly shoots in from nowhere and hits the gang leader directly in the chest. The arrow is connected to a strong string, and as it tightens, it pulls him outside, dragging him away from the others. The Driver has already set up guns in different positions around the house. All of them are connected to a switch, and the moment he presses it, the guns will start firing automatically. Realizing the danger, everyone becomes worried and quickly rushes back inside the house for safety. But during the sudden gun attack, Denny gets shot. He collapses in pain, badly injured as the others try to get him to safety. Suddenly, the van parked outside explodes, sending out a powerful blast. The shockwave shatters the glass windows of the house, and broken pieces fly everywhere, injuring everyone inside. At that moment, they finally understand how dangerous the Driver truly is. Fear spreads through the group as they start worrying for their own lives. On the other side, the Driver kills the gang leader by putting him inside the grinder. This act alone shows how brutal and merciless he truly is. Inside the gang house, they suddenly hear a bell ringing. Amber slowly walks toward the door and looks through the keyhole. Through it, she sees a cover placed outside, and the cover is tied tightly, making it look suspicious. Everyone is worried about opening the door, unsure of what might be outside. At that moment, Flynn walks forward and kicks the tied cover. What happens next is shocking. Flesh and blood from the gang leader spill out of the cover, leaving everyone stunned and terrified. Staying here is no longer safe. So Amber and Denny decide to leave immediately. They go to the garage where they find an old Jeep. They try to start it, but the Jeep refuses to turn on. Denny steps out to check the engine and tries to fix the issue. Suddenly, the driver appears out of nowhere and forces Denny's face inside the engine of the Jeep, killing him in a brutal moment. Seeing this horrifying scene, Amber panics and runs toward the forest, trying to escape for her life. Amber runs into the forest, desperate to escape, but the driver doesn't allow her to get away. He throws a knife toward her and it hits her, bringing her escape to an immediate stop. Meanwhile, the remaining gang members try to escape using the Jeep. Denny is still alive, though badly hurt. Flynn moves toward him, ready to kill him, but Tamara stops him and tells Flynn to bring Denny inside the Jeep instead. Flynn takes Denny and drops him outside a hospital, but instead of staying there, they leave immediately. From the hospital, they drive straight to a motel. The same motel where the driver and Betty had stayed earlier. At the reception, Flynn pays for the room using driver's card. The receptionist immediately feels something suspicious, because it is the same card the driver had used earlier to book a room. However, without saying anything, the receptionist quietly completes the process and gives the room to them. After Flynn goes to the room, the receptionist immediately picks up the phone and calls the police to inform them about the suspicious situation. Flynn then makes a plan to hand over Emma to her parents, thinking that he will receive a reward for returning her safely. At that moment, a bell suddenly rings. Flynn walks to the door and opens it, and standing there is the police. The officer begins asking questions, but Flynn immediately realizes that he is going to get caught. Without thinking twice, he pulls out his gun and shoots the police officer, killing him on the spot. Meanwhile, on the other side, the driver enters the room through the bathroom and kills Tamara right there. At that moment, Emma tries to escape from Flynn, but he immediately points his gun at her to stop her. Just then, the driver suddenly arrives and hits Flynn with the car, stopping him instantly. Emma stops running because she is terrified. Out of fear and anger, she starts hitting the driver, but he does not hit her back. He simply stands there, taking every blow without reacting. At that moment, Flynn arrives there and shoots at the driver, but the shot doesn't injure him. A huge fight breaks out between Flynn and the driver, and after a brutal struggle, Flynn finally falls down, defeated. Emma comes forward and tries to shoot the driver, but she isn't able to pull the trigger. In that moment, the driver steps closer and cuts her stomach slightly to remove the GPS device, freeing her from his control. After that, he turns toward Flynn and shoots him, killing him right there. The next scene takes place in the hospital. Denny is now under treatment, and it looks like he is slowly recovering. But before he can fully recover, the driver arrives there. He walks into the hospital room and kills Denny, ending his life right on the hospital bed. In the final scene, Emma is being taken to the hospital. As she is rushed inside, the media gathers outside, reporting the sensational news that the long-missing girl has finally been found.